Hello, today we will be working on viewports. For this assignment, you'll need to have your A and B size template open. The first thing that we're going to do is to insert the DB SAMP drawing, and we'll insert it as a block. So I'll go to Insert, Insert, Browse, and I need to have saved the DB SAMP drawing already onto my computer. And I can now click on it and say open, and then it's going to give me some options here, and I'm going to say my insertion point is specified on screen. The scale is just going to be at 1, and I'm going to leave the rotation at angle 0 because I want it to come in the same way it was. And I do want to have it exploded when it comes in because I'm going to need to be able to interact with it. So I'll say OK, and it will say where do I want to place it, and I will click right here, and then you'll see that I can't see it for the moment, so I will go over and zoom extents, and there's my drawing. Now that I have that drawing in, I'm going to go into my A-size paper space, and the first thing that I need to do is to select my viewport. So I'm going to go back to Home, and I'm going to click on my viewport, and I'm actually going to delete it because I don't want to use my original viewport. I want to create some new ones. So I will delete. The next thing I'm going to do is look at the example that I'm supposed to be attempting to create, which is over here. And as you can see, there are 7 different viewports. There is one created using a polygon viewport. There is one created by using a circle object and then turning it into a viewport. There is one regular rectangle, and then using the viewport selections, I've created 4 equal-sized viewports, each of which is scaled to a different degree and includes a different section of the DB SAMP drawing. So going back into AutoCAD, I'm going to start out by creating my polygonal view. So I'm going to go to View under the main menu bar, and you'll see that I can see the word viewports here. When I hover over it, it gives me options for the different kinds that I can do. I could add one new viewport, a polygonal viewport, an object-based viewport like the circle, or 3 viewports, 2 viewports, or 4 viewports. And I can also go to named viewports if I want to, which brings up the entire configuration model. For new viewports, I would select single to get my rectangle, but I'm going to select 4 equal to get my 4 that are going to be down in the corner, and I'll say OK. And then it will ask me to pick a spot to specify from. The sizes are not exact. I will click here and draw down to where I want to have my viewport, and as you can see, it selected that as the bottom corner, so I will click here, and then I will actually select these viewports using Control and clicking on them, and I could move them down if I wanted to. However, I'm going to leave them where they are. You can just make yours in the bottom corner. The next thing that I'll do is create a circle to use as my object viewport. I will click right here and draw it to the size that is approximately the same as the example. Click right here, and then I will do my polygonal viewport. So I will go right here and to viewports again, and polygonal. And with this, you'll be creating a series of points that define the shape that you want to create. So you click in the first spot, then you click in the next spot. In this case, I'm doing kind of a triangular sort of shape. So then I'll come out a little bit and come down a little bit to here, and then close my shape. And hit enter to say I'm done. And as you can see, now my object is simply an object at this point, has not become a viewport. So I need to click on it, And then I want to go into View again and go to Viewports and say Object, and it will say which object. I'm going to click it and it turns it into a viewport automatically. And then you just do one single for the rectangular viewport. Now for scaling them, you just double click into it like you would any other viewport, and then you can go down here and choose the scales that are appropriate from the example. So for example, on this one I could say 1/16 and it would zoom me in, and then I could go in and I could pan using the pan command or my mouse to the correct spot. At this point, I have my viewports correct. I need to insert my labels, which is another file that I would download. One thing that I've just noticed is that I have not put this on my viewport layer. So I need to go in and switch to my viewport layer, or select all of my objects first actually, and then move them onto my viewport layer. Although you will have created new viewports for each section, because each of these viewports is going to be a different color. Thank you for your attention and good luck on the assignment.